What's up, guys? We're going to knock one more out here for today. We got one from Peas World. The 4B movement failed before it even started. Let's get into it.
I am 100% on board with the 4B movement for the women on the left. Cut that hair. Tie them tubes. Stop reproducing. The last thing we need is more of your little green-haired gremlins running around shitting in litter boxes. And if you stop reproducing, it's only going to be the children of Republicans that are going to be popping out. So cut that hair. Tie those tubes. Go for it.
Okay, that's all I could say.
Margot Robbie just had a baby boy. The internet is losing it. Not in a good way. So as it says here, Margot Robbie has welcomed her first child, a boy. This girl goes, girls, we lost. Lost what? What did we lose? They go on to say, I can't believe she became a boy mom. Tragedy. Are you well? Are you well? I'm not even gonna get into this comment right here. She says, it's simply not fair that a male gets to grow and say his mother is Barbie. I would say she could try again for a girl, but I would never want to subject a little girl to having an older brother. Like, what is wrong with people? Not everyone should have an opinion online. That's it. There, I said it.
Oh no, Margot Robbie had a boy. Someone called the gender police, right? Ladies, we've lost? I mean, lost what? Your grip on reality? I mean, imagine being mad because a child didn't align with your Pinterest board of expectations. And the tragedy, a boy grows up saying his mom is Barbie? I mean, what the... Yeah, I mean, the horror. Meanwhile, these same people think critical thinking is a hate crime. Social media gave everyone a megaphone, and it shows.
So, I just broke up with my therapist. And I guess I'll tell you why. Basically, I went in there today. It was more like an emergency session, only because I really have been having trouble. Like, after this election, I really have been having trouble. And so anyway, she had emailed me the other day, and I told her, like, I wasn't doing well, so she made some time for me. She made an appointment for me, which I appreciate, and I told her that before I left. But I went in today, and I asked her, I said, I have a question for you, like, I just need you to be honest. And I said, did you vote for Trump? And she made a face, and then she told me basically, yes, she did. And I asked her, I was like, can you explain that to me? Like, can you explain that decision to me? And she was like, I mean, for one, his policies. And I was like, what policies? And she was like, well, one thing, I don't like my groceries being so damn expensive, so freaking expensive, something like that. And I'm not gonna lie. That statement, that sentiment gave me great pause. And I didn't really have much to say for a couple seconds. And then I asked her, like, so did you think about me? Like, when you went in that booth, like, did you think about me at all? And she was like, what do you mean? I don't understand your question. I said, you know, your black, female, child of immigrants client, did you think about me when you went in the booth? She said, no, I don't think about you like that. Like, I come here and I listen to your problems. That's my job. And that said everything. That said everything for me. I'm not gonna lie, I considered staying for the session. I considered, you know, small talk or whatever, but I've overextended myself as a black woman for too long. Because the truth is that when I walked into that booth, I mean, metaphorically speaking, I filled out my absentee ballot, but when I filled out my absentee ballot and I voted for Kamala Harris, I voted for her rights. I voted for her rights to the medical abortion she just had to have for her incomplete miscarriage. I voted for her rights to that. And you're telling me that cheaper groceries was enough for you to overlook the hate, was enough for you to overlook the violence. It was enough for you to overlook everything that is going to affect my day-to-day life, your client's day-to-day life. And I understand how that could benefit her in some way, and I'm trying not to think about it that way because then that makes her a worse person than I could ever think. But I spent the last 2 years of my life with this person. I'm a senior in college. I was a sophomore in college when I first started seeing her. She knows things about me that most people do not know. And to know that you view yourself as my white savior, to know that you view me as less than you, to know, I mean, whether you meant to or not, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, she's a college student, so that says a lot in how screwed up our education system is, but she fired her therapist because she voted for cheaper groceries? Not because she's bad at her job, but because she didn't consult your life story before voting? I mean, who does that shit? I mean, therapists aren't your emotional backup singers. They're there to help you untangle your mess, not agree with it. That's what you pay them for. You know, voting is personal, like therapy. Maybe start separating policy from your personal soap opera.
So does anybody know how to find or hire a hitman or woman? Because we don't want to be sexist. So, but I think we could pull this off collectively.
Ooh, girl, you up with that video. Do you realize that that is a felony? We all know who you were referring to. We all know that just because you went and deleted your video, many of us were able to save it or save it from somebody else who already made a video. Your face is now out there for everybody to see. That's actually a really good way to get the cops, the FBI, the SWAT, everybody showing up at your house first thing in the morning. Like, are we actually okay? Are y'all not thinking logically here? I just am a...
And just to let you know, someone did call the FBI.
I'm calling to report 2 accounts on TikTok. One who is using incitive language of terrorism, the assassination of Donald Trump. And then I am calling to report another account who was sequestering online for a male or female assassin to commit a 3rd assassination attempt against Donald J. Trump.
And to make it even better, this cow ended up on Fox News.
Same street and it's dark out and you're a white male. You have to be white for this to count, okay? If you're a white male, even if you don't approach me, I will shoot you.
Quick question. So does anybody know how to find or hire a hitman or woman?
Yeah, the genius move of posting how to hire a hitman or woman, got to be gender neutral here, or hit person, there we go, on the internet, because nothing screams high IQ like documenting your crimes for free storage on the FBI servers. Look, you're not in a Netflix drama, you're in a bad episode of Cops. And newsflash, just because you hit delete doesn't mean it's gone. Enjoy your new roommates, which is going to be bars and regrets.
So my friend called me on the phone this morning. We usually talk on the phone in the mornings, and she's like, have you heard of this 4B movement? And I was like, no. And she goes, well, these liberal women are threatening to shave their heads and go abstinent. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to go watch some videos. But you mean they're not going to give birth to any more crazy liberals for the next 4 years? And we've gone so left that now we're right? That they're actually going to practice abstinence, which is really good if you don't want to have to go have an abortion. That's really the way to do it. Because here's my thing. If you don't, having a baby the decision to have a baby should be made before you get in the bedroom. And you shouldn't be having sex with someone that you don't want to have a baby with. And quite frankly, y'all, I hate to say it, this may get me some heat, but y'all aren't exactly the women that men are hound dogging after. Y'all aren't the type of women, and your attitudes and the way you look and act, men are not coming after y'all's coochie. They're just not. So do them a favor, and please do go abstinent. That's how many less Democrats that are going to be born? And you're actually not going to be out harming babies. Y'all want to talk about how 50% of women voted for Trump and how our lives are centralized. This one girl, she said, your lives are centralized around men from the moment that you're born. And you want them to think you look good and you want them to take care of you. You know, it is nice as a heterosexual woman to have someone that thinks you look good, that will open your door, that will pay for your dinner. But that doesn't mean you can't be independent. Hell, I'm a Marine. And I own a firearms business. I do things that average women don't do every day, but I still like having like a real man in my life. So do us all a favor, because, you know, most men aren't going to want to have sex with someone that's going to go and take out their child if they don't, you know, if they have an accident. So you're really doing everyone a favor. This isn't going the way that you think it is. It's simply not.
Yeah, so we get this straight. Just what she's saying is these women are shaving their heads and going abstinent as a protest. I mean, it's a bold move considering no one was chasing them to begin with. I know I wasn't, not even single I wasn't, and I'm pretty sure many other men out there aren't. If you think about it, it's like quitting a job you weren't even offered. I mean, it's like walking in the 7-Eleven, I quit, and you don't even work there. I mean, how stupid is that? You know, and then bring in abstinence. I mean, yeah, that's how humans avoided pregnancy for thousands of years before apps and clinics. I mean, it's revolutionary, really. But hey, fear of crazy liberals? I mean, maybe they're onto something if you think about it. So it looks like conservative family values is winning without even trying. Make families great again? I don't know how to throw it in there. Not being political or anything.
As somebody who has been an SEX worker / dancer for the past 7 years and has just now been able to like leave that industry to be doing the social media and just like talking in front of a camera, being myself and having the support of the girls, the gays, and the theys, and being on two completely opposite ends of the spectrum as far as like what I'm doing for work, I have seen how men behave, like truly at their core, raw and unfiltered, and it is fucking jarring. And before any of you are like, not my husband, not my boyfriend, girl, you might want to think twice about that. The point being, the way that they talk about women, because they'll come into the club and they'll tell you their whole fucking life story. Some of these guys, I'm like their therapist, right? They're venting to me about their lives and, you know, whatever. And these women in their lives that they are supposed to love, protect, and care for, the way that they speak about them, their wives, their girlfriends, their sisters, their daughters, their mothers, it is so sick and fucking twisted. It really is. Like the things that I have heard and just the way that they have spoken about, you know, these women in their lives as if they're just like these objects and it's just like, you know, who gives a fuck? Meanwhile, you could tell that woman in their life thinks the world of this man. Like it is just so jarring. So if any of you or anyone you know is still fucking on a man that is, 1, not as mad as you are about all of this, 2, not really doing shit, or 3, supporting all of this shit, wake up, babe. We're done. It's done. Pack it the fuck up. The coochie is closed. It's closed until fucking further notice. Like, we're done. I have a very small circle of men in my life that are vetted. A lot of them I have known the entirety of my fucking life. A very small circle of men that are like vetted in my life that I'm like, okay, you're good. You passed the test. Very small circle. Other than that, I'm fucking scared, okay? I'm scared because I know how y'all fucking behave. I know how y'all behave when you think nobody's fucking watching, and it is really fucking sick. I'm sorry if that pisses you off. Unfollow me. I don't care. I literally do not care.
First, please keep your coochie closed. And 2, I really thought I loved the word fuck, but man, I think I found somebody that was able to outdo me. Jesus. No, so she was a sex worker that got out of the game and goes full social media saga. And she claims she's seen men raw and unfiltered. I bet. You know, strip clubs attract the bottom of the barrel, not your average Joe. Not to offend anybody that goes to strip clubs for the hell of it from time to time. Of course, those guys talk trash, and they're in a dimly lit bar throwing rent money at glitter and regret. You know, maybe just don't judge the entire gender based on your clientele. Now, how about you be judged for taking money from these men that you supposedly hate? Gotcha.
All day, every day, therapist, mother made me, then a virgin, just then a servant, just then a...
I heard people were doing this and I was like, no. I hadn't seen it yet. For 2 days I've been hearing about the 4B movement, people shaving their heads, but I hadn't actually seen it yet. What the hell are you doing? Girls, nobody's coming after your rights. You still have just as many rights as you had the day you were born. And now you're bald. I saw one girl with hair as long as mine. Shave it off. She only got like 500 views. And you're bald now. You did all of that. For 500 views. And you're bald now. This is like... So, the paparazzi and the industry drove Britney Spears to shave her head, okay? Now that I understand. Because she was actually being drove crazy by her controllers, right? And then the paparazzi 24/7 up her ass. But you guys are doing this on shit that's not even real! It's not even real! And now you're bald!
She can't get over the bald aspect. Yep, she shaved her head for 500 fucking views. Was it really worth it? I mean, Britney did it to escape the paparazzi hell. I remember when she did that. The head shaver she's talking about did it for TikTok clout. And now she's bald. Let's reemphasize that because we got to get that through. This is activism 2024, sacrificing your hair for likes. I guess this is activism in 2024, sacrificing your hair for likes. I mean, what's next? Skydiving without a parachute for a repost? I mean, the rights you're fighting for didn't disappear. Only your self-awareness did.
Okay, you guys, I'm not trying to be mean, and please don't take this the wrong way. But if you do, I really don't care. All the women, I want to ask you men something. And please be honest with me. All the women that's doing the 4B movement, shaving their head and wearing these blue bracelets, do they look like women that you would actually go for in the first place? Like, look at them. Would them be the women that you would actually approach? Like, keep it all the way 100. Like, they look like they were already celibate and it wasn't on purpose. Like, them women look untouchable. And I don't mean that in a gangster way. I mean that as a 25 cats in their house and smell like piss. Like, do them women look like they are actually the women that y'all would literally go for? Like, y'all are literally doing this movement and you shaving your head for nothing. Because the men that I know wouldn't even look at you twice. Like, literally, they will jump over you to get to every other woman besides you. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, man, because I'm looking at these women like, do y'all even like me? Because half of y'all look like y'all playing for the other side, but hey, that's just on me. Like,
oh, shit. Preach it. I mean, just preach it. The 4B women shaving their heads look more like they're preparing for a cat lady convention than a revolution. I mean, ask yourself this. Were these women ever on anyone's radar? Definitely aren't on mine or ever was. Men aren't avoiding them because of feminism. They're avoiding them because they smell like mist showers of bitterness, or as she put it, cat piss. That just fucking cracks me up. I mean, sorry, but not sorry, but men want partners, not projects. I mean, look, here's the deal. Modern dating and activism have gone from rom-com to a bad parody. I mean, feminism started with equal rights and somehow ended with shave-headeds and abstinence pledges. Social media has amplified this lunacy, turning every bad idea into a viral trend, and meanwhile, men are checking out literally and figuratively, and rightfully so. Passport bros, they're not misogynists. They're practical by escaping a culture that vilifies them for existing. And ladies, drop the victimhood and the clippers. Men, focus on your purpose and hit the gym and vet wisely. And women, be crazy out there. Families don't thrive on bitterness and clout. They thrive on a mutual respect, values, and actual relationships. The elite want us divided, weak, and distracted, and don't fall for it. Build something real. Anyways, guys, if you like what you've seen today, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Drop me a comment down below on what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.